Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Maranatha Baptist University here in Watertown, Wisconsin. So glad you could join us for today's broadcast of this NCCAA Division II North Regional matchup featuring the visiting Eagles of Emmaus Bible College and the Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. The Eagles of Emmaus coming into this afternoon's contest have a 0-10 record on the season. They're just narrowly beaten by the Faith Baptist Bible College Eagles in their last game, so they'll be hungry for a victory here this afternoon. However, the Eagles are struggling on the defensive end. They have allowed more than 100 points in 4 contests this year already. Most notably, they allowed an NCAA Division III record amount of three-pointers in a 164-107 loss to Grinnell College. Horan and Redding are leading the way offensively for the Eagles. Both are averaging just over 12.5 points per game. Meanwhile, the SaberCats coming into this one with a 3-3 record on the season. Already have a couple big wins to their name with a season-open victory at home over Dominican, and then a solid road win at Wisconsin Lutheran just a few weeks ago. Today, the SaberCats will be eager to get back on the right track within the region after enduring a tough loss on the road to North Central. With the defensive struggles for the Eagles, this game has the prospect, I believe, of some real offensive fireworks. So we're looking forward to a great contest here this afternoon. We're just about set to get things underway. We'll send you up to the public address announcer here for the national anthem and the starting lineups in just a few moments. Thanks for joining us.
The NCCAA and Maranatha Baptist University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Furthermore, public intoxication or the possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are all grounds for removal from the site of competition and other disciplinary actions. At the same time, we encourage you to be loud, to be proud, and to be positive. Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Maranatha Baptist University and this North Region men's basketball matchup. In blue, the visitors of Emmaus Bible College. And in the gold, your defending North Region champions, the Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. Please rise and lift your hands for a word of prayer. Following prayer, we will honor America with the playing of the national anthem, meet the starters, and get this game underway. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for everything that you've done to us and everything that you are for us. I pray that the players today would compete with safety, the coaches would make accurate decisions as well as the officials. And above all, Lord, though, based on who you are, I pray that everybody in this gym today would bring honor and glory to you in what they do and what they say. Thank you again for the game of basketball. We pray this in your Son's name. Amen. And now let's meet the starters, beginning with the visiting Emmaus Bible College Eagles. senior from Bryan, Texas, number 33, Caleb Postma. Sophomore center from Atlantic, Iowa, number 34, Caleb Williams. And a senior guard from Omaha, Nebraska, number 55, Stevie Horan. The Eagles are coached by Steve Edmondson. And now the starters for your Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. Senior guard from St. Louis, Missouri, number 3, Jonathan Book. Senior guard from Santa Clarita, California, number 11, RJ Medina. Senior guard from Lodi, California, number 15, David Lerma. Senior forward from Wasilla, Alaska, number 22, Rob Sonnenberg. And a senior forward from Rockford, Illinois, number 35, Matt Gill. The SaberCats are coached by Keith Solshire in his 7th season with associate head coach Joel Borkart, assistant coaches Jeff Borkart and John Teasdale. The officials this afternoon are Taylor Duvall, Jared Flesh, and Michael File. Let's play basketball.
And indeed, we are ready for basketball here in Watertown. Thanks again for joining us. Should be an exciting matchup here this afternoon, although a little bit of anticipation of a win for the SaberCats must be fair. They were able to beat the Eagles handily in all 3 matchups last year, including their regional semifinal victory in the postseason last season, beating the Eagles by the score of 100-60. SaberCats control the opening tip. Lerma cross court to Medina. Now Gill at the top of the key. Sonnenberg on the wing. In the lane, tosses to Book, who rises up short on the attempt. And the rebound is corralled eventually by Watson for the Eagles. Now on the wing is Postma. Back out top is Horan. Across to Redding. And now Williams, the sophomore. Postma drives, throws it behind the head of Williams, and unable to save it is Caleb Williams. And the opening possession for the Eagles results in a turnover. SaberCat basketball. Book. Familiar face at the helm of the offense for the SaberCats. Lerma finds Gill in the corner, spins in the lane, rises up, can't get it to go, but does draw contact. First whistle of the afternoon goes against Brandon Redding, picks up the foul. And Matt Gill will step to the free throw line for 2 attempts. Two for 2 goes Matt Gill. And the SaberCats with the first lead of the game. Dish down low underneath. A foul as Brandon Redding was able to collect the ball but could not finish through the contact of RJ Medina. That's Medina's first foul. SaberCat first team foul. And Redding back iron and in for his first attempt on the afternoon from the free throw line. Second attempt no good for the sophomore out of West Palm Beach, Florida. On the wing, Sonnenberg for 3, no. Lerma tips it to Medina. Now Medina in the lane. Strong to the rim. And a finger roll layup is good. SaberCats by 3. On the wing is Horan. He backs out. Shot may have been blocked by Lerma partially. And Medina ahead to Lerma. Lays it up off glass and in. Avoiding the contact. Dipsy-do David Lerma. SaberCats by 5. Redding in the lane, working against Medina. Back to the basket. Leaves it for Postma. Sidesteps Book. Now Redding for three on the wing. And Brandon Redding, with all four of the Eagles' points, keeps them within a possession. Pass too low for Sonnenberg. Couldn't handle it off his shoestrings. And Horan across to Postma. Now Redding again with the hot hand for the Eagles. Almost a walk there. Now underneath for Williams. Can't get the layup to go. Book now ahead with speed. Sidestepping Postma. Book lays it in. Too much speed. Head coach Steve Edmondson screaming out commands for the Eagles. Williams collects a loose ball and finds Redding on the baseline. Now resets through Postma up top. Underneath is Watson, and he's able to get it to go off the glass. Eagles hanging tough here in the early going. 8-6, Sabercats on top. Medina stolen away by Horan. Now on the break, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Bounce pass to Postma, lays it up and in. Medina couldn't recover in time, and we are all tied up at 8 apiece. On the wing, Lerma, smooth stroke, won't go. Redding up strong for the rebound over Matt Gill. Eagles with a chance to take their first lead of the basketball game. Edmondson still not satisfied with how the offense is looking, at least by my casual observation of his facial expression and yelling. Turnover, can't be satisfied with that, and Book bounces it. What a beautiful pass to Sonnenberg, can't finish off balance. Now Book in the lane, loose basketball on the floor, and the jump ball is going to go to the Eagles. Sonnenberg couldn't quite keep it cleanly. Book couldn't keep it in the lane. And so the Eagles will retain now possession. Chance to take a lead. Just under 4 minutes, or just over 4 minutes into the game. And they do just that. Eagles strike with their first lead as Postma steps into a three-pointer from the top of the key. Medina now on the wing. Gill back up top to Medina, poked out of bounds by Horan. It'll be Sabercat basketball once the ball is retrieved from underneath the bleachers. In the meantime, Keith Salscheider wants a quick timeout, so we'll talk things over for 30 seconds. We'll be back shortly.
Are you looking for something to do? Come into Watertown Bowl 18 or Watertown Bowl North and enjoy our friendly, courteous service along with a clean family atmosphere. Our family-operated business strives to give you, your family, and friends a pleasant experience each and every time you visit. Check out our website at watertownbowl.com for hours of operation and for weekly specials.
Coach Salscheider getting some things straightened out in that 30-second timeout. No changes as far as personnel goes, but right away, Matt Gill is able to find a soft spot in that zone, and Sonnenberg, the benefactor, on the wing. Watson steps into a three, can't get it to go. Rebound goes over the head of Williams. Sonnenberg away with the basketball, and some nifty dribbling from the big fella. On the baseline now, Sonnenberg tiptoeing on the baseline. Medina forced the pass into a lot of traffic. And so we get the first substitution of the game as Aaron Sanders checks in for the Sabercats. RJ Medina will take a seat. Sanders, the freshman out of Bentonville, Arkansas, steps away from his defensive assignment. But Brandon Redding can't finish, and SaberCats get the basketball. Horan with his hand caught in the cookie jar. Called for the foul, his first, team's second. And Lerma will trigger from this near sideline. Eagles with the 1-point advantage, thanks to the Postma 3 a few minutes ago. Book steps into a three-pointer, top of the key. Can't get it to go. Sanders, the follow-up won't go. Too strong. And Horan away, ahead to Postma. Redding for three, no. Lerma the board. Eyes up court, nothing materializing. Bounce to Matt Gill on the wing. Sanders now in the corner, cross court to Book. Sidesteps Redding, back to Sanders. Sanders spins in the lane, in all kinds of trouble. Got caught in amongst the trees, and Sanders turns it over. Just under 14 minutes to play in the first half. Eagles by 1. Postma for three again. Caleb Postma knocks in another triple. And he now has 8 points to lead all scorers. Lerma to answer. Yes. David Lerma on the wing. Postma now has the hot hand. Goes to the dribble drive. And we have a foul called on Book. And it's his first, team's second. Wholesale changes for both teams as Blake and Wilkerson check in for the SaberCats. Sonnenberg and Gill to the bench. And then for the Eagles, Cunard into the game, as well as Dillard. Book in the lane. Trying to sidestep contact. Ball was blocked by the Eagles. And now Book from the baseline out to Sanders. Sanders looking a little bit hesitant. Trying to get in the groove. Now Sanders on the wing, back out to Wilkerson. Pressure from Horan. Sanders cross court to Lerma. Book, baseline drive, trying to work with Blake. Wilkerson for three. Gets it to go. Stephen Wilkerson. Good drive and find from Jonathan Book as nothing was working with Blake. Able to find the open Stephen Wilkerson, top of the key. Now in the lane, Cunard pulls it back out. Horan working against Lerma. Again trying to find Cunard past Blake. But Sanders was there underneath. Wilkerson again. No. Blake the board. Sanders for three. Rattles around, won't go down. And Sanders can't save it off the Blake tip. Medina into the game as Lerma takes a seat. As well as Stewart into the game for the SaberCats. And Book goes to the bench. So for the SaberCats, Sanders, Sturwald, Wilkerson, Blake, and Medina. Medina the only starter on the floor at the moment. Dillard now for the Eagles. Watson to Redding for three. No. And good defensive positioning for the SaberCats. Sturwald with a head of steam to Sanders in the corner. Wilkerson drives against Watson. Oh, fantastic. The young guy zipping his lips, refraining from objecting to the call. He disagreed, but it's his first foul. Team third. Medina in the corner now for the SaberCats. Out to the Sanders. Wilkerson down low. Good dish from Sanders. And the SaberCats back to a 4-point lead. Horan Out to Watson. Dillard at the top of the key. Rises up. Too strong. Loose ball. Sanders on the floor. Corrals it. Finds Wilkerson. And now Sturwald. Sturwald steps back for three. No good. Horan skies for the rebound. Little guy can get up there. Dillard back out to Horan. Now Redding working against Sanders. Watson rises up over Medina, fills it up. Soft touch from Nehemiah Watson. Sophomore out of Chicago gets it to go. Nice touch in the lane. Now Blake to Medina. He rises up over Redding, and Medina answers from the elbow. Watson again on the wing. In the lane, Dillard jump step and gets a friendly roll off the basket, off the backboard, excuse me, into the basket. And again, the Eagles trading punches here with the SaberCats early on. Blake can't get it to go. It's just too tough off the rim. Too strong. Horan kicks to Watson. Now Dillard. Horan for three. Over Medina. Won't go. Sturwald took a shot to the chops there. Going up for that rebound as Kennard came in late. And now Sturwald is fouled from behind by Cunard. Lerma and Sonnenberg will check back into the game for the SaberCats. And seeing his first action of the afternoon, Austin Brammer, a sophomore out of Cedar Rapids for the Eagles, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Postma back into the game. Williams back into the game for the Eagles. Horan and Watson taking a seat. Zeke Sturwald connects for three. And right off the bench, right into the scorebook, Austin Brammer connects for three. Still a one-possession game. Blake now on the wing. Sonnenberg sidesteps Kennard, steps back. Long two goes for Rob Sonnenberg. So silky smooth with the basketball, Rob Sonnenberg. Kennard, nothing there. Back to Postma. Now Brammer. Stolen away. Blake with the loose ball ahead to Medina. Into Sturwald, who got caught in traffic, turned it over, and now Dillard on the other end connects. Eagles continue to keep pace here. Just under 8 to play in the first half. Sonnenberg sidesteps Cunard. The foul's going to be on the floor as Sonnenberg was attacking the basket. And Book will inbound from the baseline. Back into the game for the SaberCats. Looking for Lerma, nothing there. Now Medina. Blake faces up. Book dishes to a cutting Medina. Good screen and roll action. Off the ball for the SaberCats. Brammer for another three-point attempt. No good. Wide right. layup won't go from Lerma, but the foul is starting to stack up for the Eagles. It's the third on Cunard, who has not been in the game for all that long. He'll have to go back to the bench as Lerma steps to the free throw line. His first attempts on the afternoon. No good. Rattles out for the sophomore. One more for the sophomore out of Lodi, California, senior out of Lodi, California, David Lerma. Gets it to go. SaberCats by 5. Williams is back into the game for the Eagles. Brammer, top of the key. Finds Redding. Underneath is Postma kicking back. Fall away. Jumper will not go for Nacio Dillard. Book in the lane to Blake. And a timeout is called. It's a 30-second timeout by the Eagles. We'll be back with 6:39 to play in the first half.
Brad Kinsey and Realty Executives Platinum are intimately familiar with the demographics of the southeastern Wisconsin market. Located in Watertown, we employ sales executives and brokers who are dedicated to helping you find your dream home, as well as assisting you in acquiring the most for your property sale. Be assured that we are always looking out for our clients' best interests and dealing with you honestly. Your satisfaction is the measure of our success.
Welcome back to Watertown. SaberCats lead by 5. Just over 6.5 to play here in the first half. Postma from the top of the key. Quick shot does not go for the Eagles. Book across to Lerma. Back to Book. Lerma looking for Medina underneath. Back from Sonnenberg. Now Book working with Gill. Book slices to the lane, can't get it to go. Ball swat out of bounds by Dillard. It'll stay with the SaberCats on the baseline. Watson and Horan will check back into the game for the Eagles. Ball inbounded from Book out of... was not accurate, but Lerma able to make up for it with the block. Williams, now Watson, loose ball underneath, won't go. Second attempt won't go, but a foul is called. First free throw from Nehemiah Watson is good. One for two, splits the pair, and it remains a 4-point game in favor of the SaberCats. Here's Sonnenberg, top of the key, no. Watson corrals the loose ball. Postma. Horan. Now Postma working against Lerma. Horan rises up over Medina, too long, but Watson able to get in there for the rebound, throws it away. Lerma underhand to Book, bounce to Medina, rises up and lays it in. Good break from the SaberCats. Ball barely touched the floor. And a moving screen, I believe, called on Horan. It's his second foul. So now Book for the SaberCats. Behind the Gill screen. Wow, what elusiveness from Book again as he looked off the defender. Sent him one way. Open up the lane for the left-hand drive. Medina steals it away the other end. Again, the SaberCats on the break. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Lerma slides out on the wing for three. Won't go. And a foul is going to be called against the SaberCats. Or no foul, just out of bounds. Eagles basketball, they trail by 8. Largest deficit of the game for the Eagles. Redding bounces underneath, and Book's going to be whistled for a foul underneath. Had his hands on the back of Redding on the entry pass, and so Book will pick up his second foul. Postma. Dillard working against Lerma. Redding. Medina went for the steal. Redding through the contact, lays it up and in. Good strength and balance there from Brandon Redding, a sophomore out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Book, crossover dribble, leaves it for Medina, can't finish with a two-handed slam. Back out to Sonnenberg on the wing for three. Yes! So Medina can't finish the slam, but Sonnenberg makes the Eagles pay. SaberCats by 9. Postma across to Watson. Postma, shot fake, gets Book in the air to Watson. Shot clock almost winding down. And the Eagles unable to control the ball going out of bounds. Watson on the floor. Good effort, but to no avail. SaberCat basketball, 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the opening half here. Thank you again for joining us for this broadcast of the SaberCats basketball game. Bit of a sluggish start for the SaberCat offense. We've got a foul. It's been a physical affair. At some level, although the foul's not necessarily telling the same story. 8 for the Eagles, 4 for the SaberCats. So the game feels pretty choppy. Sonnenberg able to give the SaberCats their first double-digit lead of the game. 10 points now ahead of the Eagles. Too strong on the second attempt. So 36-26, under 3 to play. Postma working on Sturwald, who picks up the foul. Sturwald unable to keep legal guarding position. Dillard's going to sit down as Horan checks back in for the Eagles. In the lane, Redding kicks to Watson. Lefty drive, wild shot goes past Medina. SaberCat bench asking for a travel violation. Might have had a case for it. Sturwald crosses up Horan. Lays it up, cannot get it to go off the side of the backboard, but a foul called nonetheless. And 2 shots coming for the sophomore from just down the road, Whitewater, Wisconsin. First attempt. Rattles around and out. Williams will take a seat with his second foul. And Cunard back into the game for the Eagles. He's got 3, so he'll have to be quite careful here in the final 2.5 minutes of this first half. Maybe SaberCats can exploit that potential weakness in the Eagles' defense as well. Second free throw from Sturwald is good. SaberCats by 9. Postma looking down low. Loose ball collected by Horan. Postma rises up over Sturwald and fills it up. Sturwald behind the Gill screen. Traveled. At least it looked like it. That's a lot of skipping in there, but got to the basket, laid it up and in. Gets his hand in the air. Wilkerson tries to save it. It was out of bounds. Sturwald with the active hands. Not one to shy away from physical confrontation or stick his nose in where it might be a little painful. Cunard back to goal. On the wing is Horan now. Working against Lerma behind the Reading screen. Reading now against Medina. Cunard lost his shoe, so in the lane. And a foul is called. There's a shoe on the floor. And we're just playing on. So Wilkerson trying to play defense while also not looking down. Picks up the foul. He's no worse for the wear. And Watson steps to the free throw line, knocks in his first attempt. Second free throw, no. Won't go. And Medina up top for the rebound. Wilkerson to Medina. Lerma. Working against Postma. Lerma. Good defending from Postma. Stolen away by Watson. Watson with the left hand lays it up and in. Eagles now within 5, making a little run here at the end of the first half. Wilkerson to Sturwald. Medina on the baseline. Sidesteps Reading out to Lerma. Medina now for 3, wide open, can't get it to go. Cunard the rebound on the weak side. And the Eagles can hold for the final shot if they would like. Horan now working against Lerma behind the Cunard screen. Cunard at the horn. No, Medina with the contest. And the SaberCats will take a 39-34 lead to the locker room. An interesting first half of basketball. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll be bringing you second half action live here in just about 15 minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Watertown. Second half action about to get underway here, where the SaberCats lead by 5. See what halftime adjustments were made by each of the coaches. SaberCats are back to their starting lineup as Gill dishes to Medina. Medina able to rise up and finish to get things underway for the SaberCats offensively in the second half. Horan with a great dish down low to Williams, who's able to finish through the foul. It's Matt Gill that picks up the foul. Williams to the line for a chance at a three-point play. So three-point play from Williams. SaberCats by 4. Lerma behind the Sonnenberg screen. Now on the wing to Medina. Back to Lerma. Book will reset. Bounces to Lerma. Dishes out to Gill. Sonnenberg on the baseline. Nothing there. Back to Gill. Good defending from the Eagles here. Late shot clock. Medina to Book at the buzzer. Gets it to go on the baseline. A dagger as Steve Edmondson, head coach of the Eagles, is frustrated, pulling his hair out. Such great defense for 29 seconds of that possession. And Book was able to work his way open and make the the Eagles pay. Lerma collects. Ahead to Medina. Medina pushing the tempo. Dishes on the wing to Book. Sidesteps Williams. Layup won't go. Postma the rebound, but Book takes it away. Book showing his strength. Sonnenberg now to Gill at the top of the key, who just sidesteps Williams and lays it up with a left hand. Nobody home to confront Gill, who makes easy work of that situation. Horan tips, stolen by Book. Ahead to Sonnenberg, good dime from Johnny Book. What a pass from the senior, Jonathan Book. As we're headed to a 30-second timeout, SaberCats open up a 10-point lead. We'll be right back.
Brad Kinsey and Realty Executives Platinum are intimately familiar with the demographics of the southeastern Wisconsin market. Located in Watertown, we employ sales executives and brokers who are dedicated to helping you find your dream home, as well as assisting you in acquiring the most for your property sale. Be assured that we are always looking out for our clients' best interests and dealing with you honestly. Your satisfaction is the measure of our success.
We are live again.
Eagles basketball. 2 minutes gone in the second half. SaberCats trying to exert some authority here on the offensive end. Doing it through quick breaks. Postman now rising up at the elbow. Too long off the backboard. And then the stanchion out of bounds. SaberCats basketball. Medina sees the trap coming, finds Lerma. Now Book from midcourt all the way down to Medina. Lerma thought about the three, gets in the lane, bounces to Medina. Medina dribbles, spins back out. Lerma pulls it down. Again, late shot clock. Book crosses up Postma. Horan able to block the shot attempt, but not before the foul, which is whistled against Williams, Caleb Williams, the sophomore out of Atlantic, Iowa. Book, free throw good. Both free throws good from Jonathan Book, the senior out of St. Louis, Missouri. And the SaberCats have opened up their largest lead of the game. Can the Eagles respond? Postma cross to Williams. Watson, under 10 now on the shot clock. Watson rises for three and fills it up. Watson now with 13 points on the afternoon. He leads all scorers. And a big shot there to keep the Eagles close. Book working with Gill. Bounces to Sonnenberg in the corner. No look to Medina. Now Book on the wing. Travels, fell to the ground, lost his footing. And again, late shot clock. So the Eagles defense, much maligned, at least according to me. Really stepping up big here in a couple possessions, keeping the SaberCats on the perimeter and uncomfortable. Entry pass, swiped by Medina, saved to Sonnenberg. Lerma sidesteps Horan. Now Lerma in the lane. Again, nobody really defending him, but he decides to find Medina at the top of the key. Shot won't go. Medina fading back. Shot just did not have enough gas in it. Postma cross court to Redding, who walked. Wow. Keith Salshire was simultaneously requesting a 3-second violation to be called. Kennard will check in for Williams. Lerman now for the SaberCats, working with Sonnenberg. Loses the handle, but ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. Couldn't keep the handle, so it'll stay SaberCats basketball. 19 on the shot clock. Book into Lerma. He'll put up a deep three and connect. SaberCats now 5 of 14 from behind the three-point line. Shooting at just over 50% from the floor. Kennard can't get it to go off glass. Last swat out of bounds by the Eagles. It'll be SaberCats 15 and 12 to play. They lead by 12. Book crosses behind Watson. Dishes to Sonnenberg on the wing. Sonnenberg connects for three. Now 6 of 15 for the SaberCats. A little bit more than 30% from behind the three-point line. 2 big threes. And they now lead by 15. But for a moment only, as Kennard is able to answer inside off glass. And a timeout is taken by the SaberCats. It's a full timeout. We'll be back in just over a minute.
To stay connected with the SaberCats throughout the season, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on the web at MUSaberCats.com. Also, for a full line of SaberCats branded merchandise, including name brand apparel, accessories, and more, visit ShopSaberCats.com, the official online store of the MU SaberCats. ShopSaberCats.com.
Welcome back to Watertown. Team's still in a timeout, giving us pause and an opportunity to thank the sponsors for the SaberCats 2018-19 season. Realty Executives Platinum, Allstate agents Bob and Tina McKinney, Clickers Heating and Air, Copeland Excavating, Watertown Bowl North, and Culver's. And a special thanks to our premier sponsor, Pizza Hut. Thank you all for your continued support of SaberCats Athletics. SaberCats basketball. Lerma left wide open on the timeout. Cannot connect on the open three. A real let-off there for the Eagles, who had fallen asleep out of the timeout. Now, Cunard underneath is fouled by Sonnenberg. He held him. Now Postma. Resets just inside midcourt. Now Postma. Horan, 5 seconds to shoot. Horan working against Lerma. Fadeaway three. Off rim. Medina corrals. Ahead to Lerma. Lerma in the lane. Leaves for Sonnenberg for three. Too strong. Horan gathers and now pushes the tempo up the court. Horan, sharp pass inside to Redding, who's able to finish. Redding was able to come open from the weak side and patiently finishes. Lerma down to Gill, double teamed, throws it out of bounds, apologizes to his teammates on the loose pass. Gill's going to take a seat, Lerma's going to take a seat as Sanders and Wilkerson check in. Salshad had been riding his starters for the first 6 and change of this second half and finally goes to his bench. Cunard out to Watson, backing down Wilkerson. Almost lost his balance. Now Postma waiting for an action from the weak side. Here's Cunard. Late shot clock again. 5 seconds now for Postma. Book in his face. Rises up long. And a strong rebound from Sanders. Cunard picks up the foul again. And that's going to be number 4, I believe. Indeed, the scoreboard confirms it is 4 on Cunard. And so he will take a seat once again. Of the 12 team fouls this afternoon for the Eagles, Cunard has 30%, 4 of them. Into the game for the first time for the SaberCats, Tyree Bruno. He's on the ball now, number 0. Loose pass, last touched by Watson, and out of bounds. Now 4 seconds to shoot for Bruno. Into Book, across to Bruno. He's got to hoist it up at the buzzer, won't go, and did not touch rim. Eagles with a chance to bring it inside a single-digit deficit. Dillard rises up, rattles around and in. 9-point game. Again, the Eagles absorbing the runs from the SaberCats, and they're hanging tough. Wilkerson down to Sonnenberg. The shot will not count as the foul came on the floor. So Book will trigger from the baseline as Brammer and Horan check back in for the Eagles. Sturwald set to come in for the SaberCats. And Book is going to take a seat. Lerma now. And Sanders is going to sit. Both coaches trying to figure out a matchup, a crew that'll get things done. Bruno, baseline floater, goes. Tyree Bruno not afraid to shoot. The freshman out of Louisiana. Meanwhile, loose ball on the other end. Dillard comes away with it. Blocked by Sonnenberg on the shot attempt and out of bounds goes to the SaberCats. Good hustle on defensive end from the SaberCats. 11-point lead. Sturwald across to Lerma. Now Sonnenberg at the elbow. Rises up, fills it up. Dillard. Redding. Can the Eagles again answer? Horan drives, absorbs the contact, lays it up and in. Strong drive from Stevie Horan, the senior out of Omaha, Nebraska. It's been a real staple of the Eagles program throughout his career. Familiar face in this North region. And getting his first points on the afternoon, Stevie Horan now with 3 points, bringing the Eagles back within 10. Sturwald behind the Blake screen. Pass was read and swatted out of play by the Eagles. It'll stay with the SaberCats. Wilkerson to trigger from the far sideline into Blake. Double team. Spins through the double team, lays it up and in. Boy, what looked to be an unbalanced effort from Blake. And he somehow gets the finger roll to go. A chance for one more from the free throw line. It's good. Brammer, Dillard, now Redding. Dillard to Williams. Horan will pop for three. No. Redding gets the long rebound. And the Eagles can try again. Dillard rises up over two SaberCats. Blake went for the board and gave up inside position on the rebound. And Williams able to come away with the basketball, draw the foul. It'll be the second foul on Wilkerson. And 2 shots for Caleb Williams. Into the game for the SaberCats, returning Jonathan Book as the sophomore Zeke Sturwald takes a seat. One more for Williams, right through the center. Bruno to Blake. Bodies on the floor as Stevie Horan just gets after it. Bruno now in front of his own bench. Lerma to Book. Wilkerson in the lane. Looking for Blake. Couldn't locate the ball again. Again, Horan is on the floor. Unable to save it. Sonnenberg is into the game for Blake. Bruno spins in the lane, rises up, blocked by Williams. Sonnenberg defending against Williams. Williams gets him up in the air. And Williams able to get it to go. It's back to a 9-point deficit for the Eagles. Hanging tough. Book gets past Brammer, fouled. A timeout is taken by the SaberCats. It's a full timeout. They are enjoying a 62-53, but I shouldn't say they're really enjoying it, as the Eagles have proved a tougher opponent on the day than many would have expected. SaberCats shooting it still just over 50% from the floor and struggling to really find an offensive rhythm here this afternoon. This gives me an opportunity to remind you, fans, you can stay connected with the SaberCats throughout the season by following them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on the web at MBUSaberCats.com. Use the hashtag SnarlStrong to show your support on social media. And for game day information, visit MBUSaberCats.com/composite and check out the team pages for bios of each student athlete and much, much more. 9:18 to play here in the second half from Watertown, and SaberCats lead by 9. Offense has yet to really get clicking this afternoon, I must say, for the SaberCats, in my opinion, which isn't worth a whole lot. Keith Salscheider will go with Wilkerson, Sonnenberg, Lerma, Medina, and Book out of the timeout. And for the Eagles, it's Brammer, Williams, Redding, Horan, and Dillard. Staying in that 2-3 matchup zone. Sonnenberg dishes to Book, open for three, and fills it up. Big-time basket from the senior Jonathan Book. 12-point game. Pass inside, tipped by Wilkerson out of play. It'll stay with the Eagles. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. Bounce pass inside to Williams, working against Sonnenberg. Gets it to go off glass. Wasn't even facing the basket. Lerma gets behind Horan, dishes to Book. Book cross court to Medina. Lerma thought about the three. Dishes to Book in the corner. Can he fill it up again? Nope. And a block is going to be called. Redding to Williams. Redding. Now Postma backs it out, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Horan will rise up for three. No. Wilkerson, no contest on the weak side board. Lerma gets inside, bounces to Medina, rises up, and one. Good strong finish from R.J. Medina. And Medina with a chance to add one more from the free throw line. Ball didn't want to go down cooperatively, but eventually Medina's able to finish the second, or the free throw attempt. Horan gets one to go at long last and keeps the Eagles within 10. 7.5 to play in the second half. The Eagles will not go away. Lerma to Wilkerson. His corner three. Rattles around and gets the home court bounce. The home court roll. Actually got about 4 or 5 home court bounces there. SaberCats by 13. Watson shakes Wilkerson, but cannot connect. Lerma ahead to Book. Book on the baseline. Flings it to Sonnenberg, who was out of bounds when he caught the ball, apparently. SaberCats miss an opportunity to really extend the lead. Postma now, 6.5 to play. Eagles need some stops. They needed some baskets. Watson to Redding. Postma for 3. Bounces up, won't drop. Lerma the board. Medina the board. Now to Lerma. In the lane. No look to Sonnenberg for 3. His attempt in front of his own basket, his own bench is good. SaberCats by 16. A foul in the lane as Horan got inside. Eagles will inbound from the baseline. Horan into Kennard. Horan again for 3 in the corner. No good. Gets his own rebound. Inside to Postma. Gets Lerma in the air. Can't finish, but Redding's there to clean up. He can't finish. Watson the loose ball. Ball on the ground. Horan coming away with it. Referees blow their whistle. Held ball. Eagles were trying to call timeout. And so the Eagles will keep the ball. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Into Kennard. Spins against Sonnenberg, and Sonnenberg is going to pick up a foul. So Kennard will step to the free throw line. His first attempts on the afternoon from said line. And a chance to cut into this 16-point lead. On a 1-and-1, cannot connect on the front end. And an empty trip with ample opportunity for the Eagles. Could be costly. Sonnenberg. Double team in the corner, steps back for 3 after the Eagles defenders dropped off. Medina now kicks to Wilkerson in the corner for 3. His attempt, no. Sonnenberg was in there for the rebound. The loose ball bounces off of Kennard's face and out of bounds. And a full timeout is taken by the Eagles, who trail by 16. 5 minutes, 16 seconds to play here in Watertown. Fans, if you want to deck yourself out with some official SaberCats merch, visit shopsabercats.com, the official online store of the NBU SaberCats. That's shopsabercats.com. And if you want to show your SaberCat spirit, again, feel free to use the hashtag SnarlStrong on social media. Want to thank each and every one of you for joining us again this afternoon here as we have brought you this North Region matchup from Watertown, Wisconsin. It's been an interesting affair, to say the least. A somewhat stymied attack from the SaberCats today, although 74 points on the board does nothing to be ashamed of. Eagles defense has looked decent at times, I would say, but a lot of open looks that the SaberCats have failed to finish. For example, there, David Lerma unable to accomplish his desired outcome. Three-pointer on the wing does not go. And we remain at 74-58, 5 minutes to play in the second half. Horan, no. Wilkerson the board. Book now to Medina on the wing. Sonnenberg, pass hit him in the chest. Unable to control. Dillard leaves for Horan. Rises up over Sonnenberg, gets it to go. And now the Eagles will open up a little full court press. Three-quarter court at least. Lerma and Book. Now Wilkerson. Eagles trying to trap the SaberCats. Book pulls it back out. Clock management. Book spins. Tries to find Medina cutting on the backside. Medina does somehow come away with the ball. Cannot get it to go, but Sonnenberg cleans up. Lerma can't tip. Couple opportunities. Can't get it to go. 14-point game. Dillard. And the official calls timeout. I'm still unsure of what happened. Stevie Horan is lying on the bench in some pain, not being attended to by medical officials. Now with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Dillard can't get it to go. Wilkerson saves to Sonnenberg, and now Lerma. Is fouled by Dillard. He'll step to the free throw line with a 1-and-1 attempt. Good from the free throw line, David Lerma. Two for two. Goes David Lerma. SaberCats again by 16, 3:20 to play here in the second half. Williams working against Sonnenberg. Kicks to Redding. Weak side three. Way short. Sonnenberg collects the errant shot. SaberCats now just working the clock. Sonnenberg in the corner, wide open for three and way long on the attempt. Somehow Book comes away with the rebound. Wilkerson follows up on Book's missed attempt. SaberCats again can really drain the clock here. Put this game out of reach for the Eagles. Book in the lane, bounces to Wilkerson. Edges his way inside and finishes. 18-point advantage now for the home side. Postma working against Book. Inside, can't get it to go before the foul is called. So Postma's going to shoot free throws, 1-and-1. No continuation called. And a full timeout taken by the Eagles. We'll be back in 60 seconds to bring you the final 2:24 live from Watertown, Wisconsin. We'll be right back. All set to bring you the final 2 minutes and change from Watertown. It's a 1-and-1 free throw opportunity for Postma, the senior from Bryan, Texas. True on the first attempt. And likewise on the second. Now full court pressure being applied by the Eagles. Lerma. Double teamed. Medina ahead to Wilkerson. Across to Sonnenberg. Lays it up and lays it in. Lerma with the patience to get out of jail. And then the SaberCats able to cut through that full court press like bread through butter, like a knife through butter. Dillard responds, three-pointer of his own, 15-point game. Again, Book in the corner. Cross court to Lerma. Bounces ahead to Medina. Medina leaves for Wilkerson. And when the SaberCats have been able to beat the first line of defense, it's been easy going. Speaking of easy going, Caleb Postma knocks in another triple. He now has 16 points on 4 of 9 from the field. 5 of 10 from the field and 4 of 6 from behind the three-point line. He brings the Eagles back within 14. Just under a minute and a half to play here in Watertown, so not a whole lot of time left for the Eagles. They must act quickly if they want to salvage something here. And the SaberCats with the clock on their side. Into the game for the first time today, C.J. Jones. Also, Bruno back into the game, and another first-time appearance this afternoon, number 24, Adam Milliken. In the corner, a three-point attempt from Lewis, no good. Wilkerson, though, able to corral and finish at the basket. Three-point attempt from Dillard, no good. Wilkerson the rebound. Ahead to Bruno. Bruno, double team, throws it behind Wilkerson. And Milliken is able to save to Jones. Now a baseline drive from Lewis. And a foul is called on Watson. His third. C.J. Jones steps to the free throw line. And misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Loose ball out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. It'll be Eagles basketball, 36.5 seconds to play. C.J. Jones sporting the customary pink socks. Always recognizable, I'm sure, on the live stream. And certainly here on the court. Jones fouled from behind by Watson. That's the fourth on Watson. And Jones again will step to the free throw line. Again, C.J. Jones can't connect from the free throw line. Brammer on the wing. Gets past Milliken. Austin Brammer's first free throw is good. The sophomore out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Able to connect on 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He now has 4 points. And Bruno will pull it out, dribble out the clock, and the SaberCats will triumph in Watertown today by the score of 84-69. In what never really felt like a close contest, and yet we kept looking at the scoreboard and seeing the Eagles hanging tough. So it was a choppy start for the SaberCat offense, and the Eagles proved worthy, trading punches with the SaberCats for much of the first half and even into the second half. SaberCats could not separate, but finally the key leadership and play from Sonnenberg and Book able to bring the SaberCats to victory. Thanks for watching this presentation of SaberCats basketball on SaberCats Sports Network. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Next up for the SaberCats, they'll wrap up the 2018 portion of their season with a trip to Milwaukee to face MSOE on Thursday, December 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You can stay up to date, fans, with all things SaberCats online at MBUSaberCats.com or by following the SaberCats on social media. Follow the handle at MBUSaberCats. On behalf of our entire crew here at Maranatha Baptist University, I want to thank you for the pleasure of your company this afternoon. Until next time, have a great night.